Hello, Coach Tillman.
Hey.
How are you today, man?
I'm good.
Good. I'm Wayne Hudson.
I'm Jeremy Tillman.
Here we are with another coaching tip for the Christ life. Now, Jeremy, today let's talk just a little bit about being intentionally missional. Here at Williamsville, trying to be sure that we get people plugged in with ministry opportunities.
Yeah.
And why is that so important? I'm thinking about this past week. I saw some guys with a lady's house that she'd had a tree down. They were over there cutting the tree up, hauling it off, taking care of that. I know there's Sunday school classes in the church that's been reaching out to the fire department, police department, been taking them lunch and that type stuff, just loving on them. I know we have a trip coming up in September to where we got some guys going to Honduras to build some houses. We have a mission trip in October going to Honduras to partner with Forgotten Children. But next couple of weeks, we have one going to Greenville, Mississippi, where we're going over. We're partnering with a Christian school, and then we're going to partner with 2 or 3 other churches and do VBS in a downtown area where a lot of people have moved out of. Why do you think being intentional about missions and being missional in what we do is so important, and what are the benefits of that to the people that go?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And at the end of the day, when you really look at it, why are we to be missional? Well, because that is what God tells us to do.
That's right.
It's biblical.
That's right.
And so that's first and foremost. We want to follow, God's plan. We want to follow His word. But I think something that's key in every bit of that is that we try to push hard is that when it comes to being in the hands and feet of Jesus, that happens out of an overflow of us being with Jesus. And so we don't want to get the cart before the horse. We don't want to just go chase after and looking for things to do. But what we want to do is we want to spend time with Jesus, abide in Him, and be aware of the opportunities as He lays those opportunities before us. And then as He lays those opportunities, then in those moments we want to be faithful.
Yeah.
And so there's plenty of opportunities out there, but we want to make sure that we discern, that we're intentional, that we understand too that the priority of this is that we want to shine the spotlight on Jesus. It's not about us. And so these opportunities that have come around, and then you start looking at it, on a local level. Well, first, right here within our own body, like what you mentioned, is there's some needs that may arise right here within the body of Christ here at Williamsville that we want to be aware of, that we are faithful in stepping off in and accomplishing that. But then also that spreads into our community as a whole of ministering to those around us and those opportunities. And then, like you mentioned, Greenville, expanding on out within the state, and then you even mentioned Honduras, and then going on out globally. And so, it begins here in our backyard, if you would, and then it just expands out. And then, the benefits of that is it's nothing like being on mission with God.
That's right.
And usually, many people will say this when we have an opportunity to do that usually we're the ones who receive the most benefit from it, rather than those that we're going to help. And then just an opportunity like with Greenville is being able to connect with some other people. And then, our goal in that is understanding that our goal, especially with the VBS, is we don't want to just roll into a VBS and roll out, but our goal is we want to connect them to the local church there in Greenville. And that's huge too, is we want to make sure that we're very intentional with the purpose of whatever trip we go on. You mentioned, the Honduras team going to build a house. There's a purpose behind that trip. The team that you lead to Honduras, there's a purpose behind that. So every time we do something, we want to make sure that the team in general that's going to take part in that we understand the purpose, because that looks different sometimes.
It does. And I think the other thing that you and I agree on too with this is that this is not a one and done thing. The helping with the ladies, that's ongoing. All right, the invest in our community. We're looking for things we can do over and over again to build relationships. The Greenville thing, we're hoping we just don't go one time. We want to go build relationships and partner with other people. The Honduras thing has been an ongoing thing for us that is the purpose is vitally important. Being intentional about it is vitally important. But building relationships and continually going and doing out of the overflow of our relationship with Jesus for us has been vitally important because we've seen the results of that and the benefits of that.
Yeah, for sure. Partnership. That's partnership in the gospel.
That's right.
That's key.
That's right. So we encourage you, man, to be intentional about being missional and have a purpose for it. It's not just going to help. It's going to be used where God leads us to take advantage of God-given opportunities to make Him known and to share the gospel and to help other people in other areas do the exact same thing. Hope you have a blessed day. Let Jesus be Jesus in you today and walk with Him and take advantage of God-given opportunities.